tonight on KSL Outdoors.
The Easter Jeep Safari is an off-roader's paradise.
Steady and slow, yes sir.
Come along as we ride with the mayor of Slickrock, Dan Mick. Plus, how you can win a fishing trip with us to Alaska.
I'm Adam Eakle. All that and more coming up next.
KSL Outdoors with Adam Eakle is brought to you by your local Ford stores.
Going to be inspecting the troops here. Let's see. They're ready, they're ready, they're ready.
What we have here is a bunch of forum members that signed up for a private ride.
Load them up, move them out, we're burning daylight.
And we hired Dan Mick to guide us out here, and we're on Cane Creek.
You know, people ask me all the time if I ever get tired doing the same trails over and over. I have new victims every day. Keeps it exciting.
Easter Jeep Safari is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, gathering of Jeep junkies in the world. Dan Mick, the mayor of Slickrock, is known all over the country in the Jeeping community. He's a local legend, and drivers come from all over the world to ride with Dan during this 9-day event.
Drivers from everywhere.
All the way from New York City. I hope they know how to drive in the rocks. I bet they do. So we're headed off into Cane Creek Canyon today. It's got numerous water crossings and big rock ledges. You start out kind of easy and it deceives you. Pretty soon it gets a little tougher, and at the end we'll just see some crazy good action. Woo! Beautiful view dropping down into the canyon here through the switchback. All right, welcome to the JK Owners Forum Run. Here we go. Cane Creek. This is a forum of people all get together on the internet. They talk back and forth. And they help each other with builds that they're working on. And it's going to be a good time. I take these guys out every year. I love to ride with these guys. Whoa. Jeep Safari started back in 1967 with one trail ride. Harold Jacobs and Harold Gaither, the Chamber of Commerce president and the mayor of Moab.
Come on, turn down a little bit.
Moab had gone through some economic hard times. Potash mining operation had a big explosion, trapped and killed some miners. Wow, you should see this tire full. And it was kind of a down thing, and they wanted to bring this morale up in Moab a little bit. Steady slow now, it's a big lean. And they thought they'd do some fun, so they cut a trail that was called Pritchett Canyon. And they ran one trail up through there. It was a one-day only event, you know, Saturday before Easter. It grew from that now to 9 days, 2 weekends. It's crazy, man, lots of fun. All right, we're at a little fun spot in the trail. Straight ahead is an obstacle. We're going to go ahead and go down through it. I suspect everybody else will too.
It's amazing what these Jeeps can do. 1 minute you're standing on the floorboards, the next you're staring at the sky. I'd be wet down both legs if I didn't trust old Dan.
Oh, you make it look so easy.
That would do.
Oh, it's Mecca, man. Yeah, it's like Dan was saying, it's like Sturgis as to Harleys as Moab is to Jeeping, so yeah, great time.
If you're into Jeeps, this is the place to be.
This is the place to be for sure.
Well, hello there, young lady. Good friend of mine here. She's been on many trails with us over the years. Does it feel like you're gonna roll? Did you say? Oh my goodness. Was that a 4-letter word I heard?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. 4-letter Jeep word.
Somebody better get a picture of the tires off the ground.
Hang on a minute.
Back up a little.
Back up. Easy now, easy. Turn hard right. You want to take her down that way?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm scared.
Okay, climbing the rock, gonna lean some more.
No, it's too late.
Now stop a minute here. What's the pucker factor right now?
I know, like about a 28.
Remember, momentum is your friend, speed is the enemy.
I don't know. I'm scared. What do we do?
Front end's about to come up. We're gonna come up here right now.
Just drive it up the hill there. Okay, now hard left it. Give her a big hand, folks.
That scared the you-know-what out of me, okay? That was the first time I had gotten that scared, ever.
Really?
Yeah, that scared me.
Little white knuckled, huh?
Big time. But I got through it, didn't I?
Yeah, you made it.
I didn't get out and make somebody else drive it. Thank you.
She's a trooper.
You know, it's great to see women out here driving like that. Audrey may have been a little scared. Definitely did a lot better than I would have. I'd have gotten out and walked, had somebody else drive it for me. Hey, more here from Moab and the Easter Jeep Safari with Dan Mick in a moment. But first, let's check out this week's climate quiz question. Easter Jeep Safari consists of trail rides, mostly day-long trips, departing from Moab throughout the 9-day-long event. The official event is hosted by one of the local four-wheel drive clubs of Moab. Our climate quiz question is, can you name the club that is in charge of this Moab tradition? Now, once you know the name of the club, log on to our KSL Outdoors Facebook page, give us the correct answer. We'll then randomly select and announce a winner on our page the following week. The winner set to walk away with a Climate Static V sleeping pad. Climate, comfortable, rugged, and lightweight. KSL Outdoors, powered by Ford. We'll be right back to Moab.
KSL Outdoors is also brought to you by Smith & Edwards, Fish Tech Outfitters, Utah State Parks, Burt Brothers, Climate, King's Camo, and Camp Chef.
Welcome back to KSL Outdoors, back here on the Easter Jeep Safari. You know what always amazes me? These guys, these gals will spend $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 on these Jeeps, only to take them out and put them to the test.
Time to get off the rocks and down into the creek bottom here for a while. Start sliding through the tamarisk.
It's one of our favorites. It offers a little bit of everything. You got some water crossings. You got some hard technical spots.
Give her hell. Okay, now come a little driver. Punch it.
The exit out of here is pretty fun. A beginner can do this trail, and so can a Jeep on 40s. And it's still, interesting.
All right, folks, as we cross that creek there, we're now starting into the rocky, ledgy section of the trail. That's where we start to play dirty up here. Let's go have some fun. Everybody be safe.
I'm not gonna let you go off. Got it. Passenger.
Suck up a little seat on that one?
You're gonna have to help get me out. It's stuck.
What drives guys to do this?
I have no idea.
Come on.
Spend all this money on these rigs and bring them up here and cheat death and beat them up.
Oh yeah, there's a little damage.
We paid $54,000 for a vehicle that we're just gonna beat up, but it's all for the fun of it.
You know, a big old dent is a badge of honor, you know. It takes a special kind of crazy,
It does.
you know, to go out here and take a $50,000 vehicle and modify it with another $20,000. Go on out and beat it up in the rocks, you know.
Most of these trails that are used during the Easter Jeep Safari are old uranium mining roads. Many of these Jeep enthusiasts come to Utah because in their home states,
I'd left tire on the big rock some.
they can't ride on many roads, and here they can.
With land use these days and more things closing down, if there's nothing to do and you can't Jeep anywhere, Jeep sales are going to decline. If Jeep sales decline, aftermarket sales decline, and the lifestyle is going to decline. So, what the Red Rock Wheelers do to keep the trails open here, and Easter Jeep Safari is it's turned into this huge thing. I mean, there's more people here than I've ever seen, and it's all part of being an enthusiast.
It's a good time to catch up with old friends, talk about new things that are coming out for Jeeps and modifications that can be done. And now everybody's excited about the new JL. You can go look at one of those at the dealership. A lot of money, but you can buy that Rubicon all tricked out for a little over $50,000. Come down here and climb just about anything. Pretty soon you'll have 37s on it and a lift kit, and you'll be coming out here and hiring me to take you out on a Jeep ride, teach you how to drive that thing. Drive through it, don't stop. Drive through it, drive through it. Drive through it, keep going. Turn right, turn right. Back her down. Back her down, back her down. They're putting some rocks in there for your holes. Gas, go, 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 go. There you go, good work.
Boy, some of these trails are pretty intense. You know, it's a lot of fun to come down here and try this. If you've never done it, we'll tell you coming up on how you can get a hold of Dan, show you some more obstacles here down on Cane Creek and the four-wheel drive trail that we've been riding on today. We'll have that here in a moment, but first, back to the guys at Fish Tech for tonight's fishing report.
Hi, this is PJ at Fish Tech with this week's fishing tip. All right, it's springtime, things are starting to warm up, but there's one bug that's overlooked that we have in a lot of our rivers around here, and especially if you go up north to Idaho, Montana, and it's a squallow stonefly. And the great thing about them is they're big. A difference between the males and the females is the females are going to be bigger than the males. And the other thing is the males don't have wings. So they have to go searching for the females, but they can't fly. All they can do is run, so they're going to fall into the water a lot. So when you're trying to imitate those, flies that are real thin profile, that kind of has a stonefly imitation, can do really well for those males, and the fish will key on those. And then if you're trying to imitate the females, you know, just your standard big, you know, stonefly patterns can work well. On the nymphs, it's just remember, same thing. The females are bigger, so your bigger rubber leg, stoneflies. Sometimes your thinner ones for the males can work really well. One last thing about these squallow stoneflies is you never see a lot of them on our river. You might only see one, but realize there's a lot more around than that. So it only takes that one for the fish to key in on them, and it's worth trying putting these on. Okay, for tips like these or any others, come down to Fish Tech. Now for this week's fishing line.
Got some old school iron here today. YJ. Long arm suspension, 4-link. He's put a lot of work in it. Beadlock wheels. Helps keep that tire locked right in so it doesn't spin in the rim.
The Cane Creek Trail is one of dozens of trails that the Red Rock Four-Wheelers Club maintains and fights to keep open.
You're good wherever right there. It leans a lot. Be careful.
The trails are all rated 1 to 10. Trails rated 8 and above, well, you better have the right gear and experience. Some of these drivers will even tackle the popular Hell's Revenge Trail, including the Escalator to Hell and Hell's Gate at night.
So we're out at Hell's Revenge at the Overlook right now, and we are just out doing a night run. We're gonna probably hit the gate here, and then we're also gonna do the escalator and maybe a couple others, and we'll probably head back.
This isn't hard enough, you gotta do it at night?
Yeah. Well, we've done it so many times that you gotta throw a different angle at it, you know? There's just something about coming out here and enjoying the outdoors. You know, these vehicles can go just about anywhere you want to go, and there's nothing like coming out here and, you know, bringing your buddies with you and just kind of seeing what. There we go. I mean, every Jeep is different, and every Jeep can do different things, and that's kind of the cool thing, is you can see what someone can do that you can't, or vice versa, you know.
The Easter Jeep Safari has been an economic boon to the small town of Moab. It seems to grow every year. For 9 days, it's a constant parade of Jeeps down Main Street. They even have a vendor show with some big names that come to show off their four-wheel drive parts and accessories, and tire manufacturers that have the latest and greatest in new treads.
Yeah, you don't have to be into Jeeping, just come out and we'll get you into it for sure, but it's amazing and I absolutely love it.
So if you've been watching this and you had a good time, you want to give it a try, come on down, join us on a tour. Our family does family fun trips. We can take you out on Hell's Revenge, world famous Slickrock Trail, introduce you to the world of off-roading. You'll go home, buy yourself a Jeep, then come on down, hire us again. We'll teach you how to drive it out there, give you some pointers. You'll have a great time, make a lot of friends, breathe a lot of fresh air. It's like going up there to deer camp. You got lots of friends to talk to and fun while you're out there in the daytime. So hope to see you all in Moab. Moab's waiting, Moab's calling.
There is no doubt that the Moab Easter Jeep Safari has been a success. 52 years and going strong. There isn't a motel, hotel, camp spot, restaurant that isn't full with these crazy Jeepers. Hey, more here in a moment, but first, down a different trail in tonight's Utah Field Guide. With the weather finally starting to warm up, people are getting their trailers ready for the summer. In my case, the boat ready. Tonight, I wanted to give you a reminder to check your hubs. There's nothing worse than going out on vacation and losing the seal, the grease, and then the bearings, and of course your vacation turns into a nightmare. The last few years I've been coming to my buddies here at Burt Brothers. They take care of all my automotive needs, including my trailer.
We want to get you ready for any of your trips you got planned, but we first want to start with the most important thing would be checking your bearings, making sure all the grease is where it needs to be, make sure we don't have any loose parts, make sure the seals are holding it. Air pressure is critical. The #1 cause of tire failure is heat, and that's generated by low air pressure, so we want to make sure you're dialed in that way. Make sure we don't have any weather cracking on the tires, even down to checking your lights. You don't want to get pulled over for something silly like that.
My boat trailer is in and out of the water a lot, so I have my hubs packed every year. Burt Brothers will repack both bearings for $110.
Come down and see us at any of our 10 Burt Brothers locations across the Wasatch Front, from Highland Alpine all the way to Farmington into Park City. We got you covered.
Man, I hiked up here on the bluff to get an overlook of the canyon and the group, and I'm either out of shape or getting old, or maybe a little of both. It's hot. Hey, let's check that recreation forecast now for your next outdoor adventure by turning over the guys and gals back in Salt Lake.
Welcome back to KSL Outdoors. Hey, we're really excited to announce that we're giving away an all-expense-paid Alaskan fishing trip to my favorite place to fish, Pybus Point Lodge on Admiralty Island. Here's how it works. For the next 4 weeks, we'll give you a keyword. Today's keyword is Chinook. Now go to Facebook, find our Alaska contest on our KSL Outdoors page, and enter Chinook for your chance to qualify. We'll then randomly select one person each week for the next 4 weeks. In May, we'll take all 4 qualifiers out fishing, and the person to catch the longest fish with us will join us for a week-long adventure catching salmon, halibut, rockfish, and so much more. It's truly a trip of a lifetime. Don't forget to tell your friends and family to watch next week for the keyword and their chance at qualifying for the trip. Good luck and good fishing.
My first time down into Cane Creek, and it's pretty spectacular. You got the cottonwoods in the bottom, towering cliffs 1,300 feet above you. Pretty hard to take a bad picture down here. And hey, don't forget, when you do come down with our buddy Dan Mick, or maybe on your own, bring your camera, take lots of pictures, maybe some video, submit it to our snapshot contest. You might win our big prize from Camp Chef. Now the best of the week as we turn it over to you for our snapshot of the week.
We kick it off with Logan's first ever pheasant. Several years ago, Logan's father died in an ATV accident. And even though Ryan's dog had been diagnosed with a heart condition, Ryan had promised to take Logan out on a hunt last fall. This hunt ended up being Ryan's dog's last hunt before he passed away last January. The dog's last bird was Logan's first, a hunt Ryan will always remember. The water at Willard Bay is starting to heat up, and so is the fishing. Donald Meisner was out at Willard and shows off his first fish of the year, this chunky, hard-fighting wiper. The fishing should just get better and better. Expectations were pretty low when Tony and Dave started their 7-hour hike looking for sheds, but this nice brown elk set and the motorcycle ride back was well worth it. Looks like Dave could use a little bit bigger bike. Kelly was out looking for some Easter brown as well and came upon this matching set of elk sheds on public land. Kelly says they have a gross score of right around 375. John was in his tree stand on the opening morning of the archery elk hunt and had 2 bulls stroll right through his setup. The bigger bull walked right under him. All John could do was pretend to sight in on the bull, as he only had a cow and spike tag in his pocket. Isn't that the way it always seems to happen? And finally, our winner tonight is in love with the beauty of an English setter. Dewey Pratt has enjoyed this year afield with his veteran dog Kaya and his new pup Bella. These shots show the beauty of these fine English setters. Dewey says they put a smile on his face each time he gets to spend with them in the uplands. Some great pictures, Dewey. You've sure got some great hunts ahead of you to come September, and you'll have our cool prize to take with you, as you just won our snapshot of the week. Remember, submit your pictures or video plus an explanation of your latest outdoor adventures online at ksltv.com. The winner each week wins the new Striker multi-fuel stove in King's Camo, perfect for a car camp or to take on the hunt. Plus, the winner is also entered into our Ford Trucks quarterly Facebook giveaway for a Camp Chef pellet grill.
Build your outdoor kitchen with Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Hey, this is a great time. You don't have to come down during Easter Jeep Safari to enjoy it. They can come down with you anytime.
You can do this 365 days out of the year.
Nice. How do people get a hold of you and your son and all you guys that ride with you?
Well, you can look up us on the internet, on TripAdvisor, we're highly rated. Or you can find us, just on danmick.com, or you can call us. Our phone number is 435-259-4567. We'll take you out and get you lost. You and your wife can ride in the vehicle. At the end of the trip, she's going to say, honey, we ought to buy one of these things. Slip me an extra 20.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Always here.
Good times.
Let's go Jeep some more.
I agree. Anytime. Hey, I'm Adam Eakle, KSL Outdoors. Remind you to do the same. Get out with your family, your friends. Come down and ride with my buddy Dan. Make some memories outdoors.
That's what we do.
We'll see you next weekend. Good night.